the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right. Good evening. How you doing? Fade to Black. Today is Thursday, December 26th, 2024. That's right. It's the day after Christmas. I hope you had a good one. And I did. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. And had dinner with friends on Christmas Eve. I did some shopping and did that kind of stuff on Christmas Eve, last minute stuff. I did that Sunday. Monday I had a show. Tuesday back out getting my stuff done. Then dinner. Then, of course, Christmas Day, which was fun. Spent that with my family, and I've posted pictures. And hanging out with my daughter, Nicole, too, as well. One of the, as a parent, one of the coolest things you can do is just watch your baby grow up. Yeah, she's about to be 30 years old. Absolutely incredible. She's grown up to be just an amazing woman. But anyway, so that was my Christmas Day, and then exchanged gifts and got home and prepped for today, and of course worked all day today. And here we are, the day after Christmas, and also wrapping up another week here at Fade to Black, rolling into this weekend. And I can't believe it. We're actually saying this now officially. We're about to embark on 2025, and that is coming up next week. Wow. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then it's 2025, everybody. I hope you're prepared for everything, and I hope you have a great, safe, and fun New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Okay, so earlier this week on Monday, we had Avi Loeb with us, and he was live from Israel, the search for alien tech. We took Tuesday and Wednesday off yesterday. And tonight, Rion De'Rouen is with us, and we're going to be talking about, lots of things tonight. But I've kind of just like enveloped it all into one catch-all thing: unity, consciousness. And so it's everything, man. We're going to be talking about activating your DNA tonight. I want to talk about star seeds. I want to talk about what's going on out there in the universe. I want to talk about the different points in your body that you need to align and what consciousness is. We're going to do all that and so much more tonight with Rion. Now, I have 4 major events coming up. I have 8 coming up in 2025. These are the first 4. First up is the Conscious Life Expo right here in Los Angeles, California at the Los Angeles Hilton. This is February 7th through the 10th, 2025. Links for that are below. I'm hosting this event again for, I think, the 10th or the 11th year of me doing that. And links are below. After that is Rion's conference out in Sedona. It is called Rise of the Guardians. This is March 29th and 30th, 2025 in Sedona, Arizona. Again, links for that are below. We'll be talking about that later on tonight. And then I'm heading to the Midwest for the Contact Modalities Expo. This is May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Delavan, Wisconsin. I'm going to the Midwest. I'm excited about this. It's at Delavan Lake, an amazing lineup of speakers and everything that we've got going. And then right after that, I go back to Peru for the Inca Celebration of the Sun with Brian Forrester. This is June 17th through the 27th, 2025. The links for that are below. I'm hosting all of these events. I'm going to speak at these events. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everything that I'm doing, the links are below. All right. So this is going to not quite wrap up our 2025 or 2024 and head into 2025, but it is our last show of the week. And then I've got one show on Monday, and then I think Tuesday and Wednesday. Is that the schedule for New Year's next week? Those days are off. So there you go. Tonight it's Rion. And yes, there's a lot on the table tonight. We're going to be talking about activating dormant DNA. We're going to talk about hearing intuition. We're going to talk about decoding dreams. And of course, embracing unity consciousness. We're going to talk about all the tools that you need for all of this energy awareness and what it's like to finally become an awakened human being. All of that and much more tonight with Rion De'Rouen. Rion, what's up, man? How you?
I'm ready to go. I'm popping over here.
You popping? Are you popping?
You know, these times are crazy right now, and I think that it's also a really good opportunity for a lot of people to kind of look inward on, as we go through these great changes on Earth, what are some things that are also going on inside of themselves, and that, because people are changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the Earth has changed. Here's the thing. This is your first time on the show.
Yes.
And I didn't we've known each other for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And but you get the first time guest disclaimer. I can't forget that. So we can move on. So which is this? Look, Rion's all nervous now. He's like, what?
Wait, what?
Disclaimer. Rion, it's just you and I sitting on my couch having a conversation as friends. And where that conversation starts, it starts. Where it ends, it ends. But we're gonna end as friends. Now you have to accept so I can hit the next button.
Absolutely. We're friends regardless.
Oh, that was a political answer. That was the safe answer.
Listen, we're homies.
I know.
Listen,
I know.
We're homies. I
know. All right. So let's start with this.
Okay.
I hear lots of terms in our community used a lot. And I think sometimes it's a little bit too loose and people don't really understand and what they are saying. I mean, they probably have good intentions, right? But yeah. I hear the same things in different conversations used differently. And I'm thinking, now, which way do I got to go with this? I need some clarification. So I'm going to start with this. There's a TV show called People of Earth. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. It's about experiencers that get together once a week in a group and they talk. It's a comedy and they talk about their ET contact experiences, right? All right. And it's a funny show. It's really well done, but it's really funny to watch them argue about what a word means. Okay. And they did a show on star seeds. Yeah.
Oh,
what is a star seed? Right.
Yeah.
And so and then they go to this conference and there were star seed booths. Right. And anyway, so let's kind of start there because that show and what is an experiencer? What is an abductee? Who is a contactee? Who is a star seed? Man, I'm telling you, they're just like, going to blows with these terms. And so let's start with star seed. People come up to me and go, Church, you're a star seed. And my answer is, I don't know if you really know what that word means. So what is, let's start there. What's your definition of a star seed?
Responsibility. I believe responsibility comes first and foremost with anyone who wants to regard themselves as a starseed, because as an awakened individual, everyone has the potential to wake up or be enlightened, let's just say, on this planet. I believe starseeds, though, come in with a lot of these life lessons kind of like zip filed in, let's just say. Imagine all your past lives and wherever you come from, wherever you herald from, is what I should say, different star systems, wherever that could be, this galaxy, a different universe. A starseed is a being that heard the call to come and assist Earth transition from third density to fourth density. And I believe that many people are starseeds. However, I do feel that, many are, everyone's chosen, but few show up. Right. It's, again, responsibility for me, because you have to be responsible with the information that you bring to a world, and you also have to balance that information carefully with what you find there. So I find a lot of starseeds are angelics. I don't want to like disassociate people that are like, you know what I mean, like angelics, light beings. There's a lot of different terms for us, but a starseed is someone who came here to Earth on a mission. We're not here for a normal incarnation. Many of us went through this transition or this density change a long time ago. A lot of star seeds already ascended a long time ago. I can also say that even on this planet, there are past graduating classes. I like to call it like that, classes. There's past graduating classes from older civilizations that are also here to show up to assist. So I guess, again, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Do you give yourself the title of starseed, or is it given?
Oh, I don't know if it's like I'm a star seed.
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't know.
no,
I didn't know it was like a heck today. I mean, it's like
well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying. When somebody comes up to me and goes, Jimmy, I'm a starseed. I'm like, well, who says that?
right.
And I am just curious. I want the audience to know, Rion is very educated in all of this, and I sit and I listen, and I am just here to learn. Right.
Mm,
So there are people like myself who are interested in the subject, right?
mm,
But they hear and you guys, not when I say you guys, you know what I'm saying, where
mm,
there is conversations that happen about subjects that, you know what, we can't fake it. You can't
mm.
fake your way through these conversations. And so
No,
the only way to do is get yourself, to get them is to get educated. So
right.
when I ask about a star seed and somebody comes up to me and says that they're a star seed, where does that come from?
Mm,
Is that, is that something that's given, or is there another something else going on, or can somebody just freely call themselves a star seed, or should you be referred to by somebody else as a star seed because they see it in you? You know what I
mm.
mean?
I would say, we're all star seeds. We're all made from space dust, stardust, right?
For
I just
sure.
think that when someone says, "Hey, you're a star seed," there's also a sort of like recognize, you recognize someone, but you also say, "Hey, you remember why we're here, right? We're not just here to play 3D in SimCity Land. We're here to do shit, right?" So even saying that, "Hey, I'm a star seed," it means that you have a purpose. And Jimmy, you do have a very big purpose, and you know that. You speak to many different intellectuals across this planet and have done so for quite some time. And you're literally in everyone's living room right now and everyone watching this program. And you
Hmm.
choose to ask the questions to assist humanity in figuring out what's going on, or at least to give a different, perception on what the answer may be. So I think you're doing your job as a star seed. I also feel that with the Peru, you keep going there to activate your DNA over and over and over again. Because I also did the Peru run about, I don't know, 10 years ago, and I went there twice. And it's a very magical, special place. And there is something ancient there that goes through your body, you know what I mean, that you can't explain. When you're up in
Yeah,
those
for sure.
temples and you're up on those monoliths and you're sitting there, this modern world can't explain how your body is receiving this information or these energies. Your cells are adapting and feeling the flow of this energy go through your body before your 3D chemical computer can even process it. So what I'm trying to say is our souls remember. I mean, no matter what character we're wearing in this life, our souls remember.
Now you're right about Peru, and we'll circle back to that. I mean, there's no way that anyone can go to Peru. I don't care what your background is. I don't care. You can be non-spiritual.
Mm.
You could be a vegan. Oh, I just said a vegan joke. And so it doesn't matter what your background is, but when you come back from Peru, you have changed.
Mhm.
And you don't have to understand what's going on. I don't. It's not like I'm walking around going, man,
Yet.
I activated some DNA today,
You know?
man. I feel no, no, but it is so spirit. You cannot help. It's too
Mm.
powerful of a place. You will change and you will come back a different person. which brings me into this next question. I hear people talk about dormant DNA and activating their DNA all the time, but I hear it in different contexts, right? It's like I don't understand. I have a grasp. I have a grasp. I have a grip,
Right.
but I have a grip of like 10 different ideas and statements on this. So
I got this.
I know you do. You've talked about this a lot. So when I say when you activate your DNA, what's going on?
Okay, well, I'd like to say that. Okay, so there's a lots of. This is a very dense packet of information. Let's just say it's a very dense answer, very large answer. What I can say is this: imagine that a human being is a transceiver, a radio tower. Okay, so imagine me and Jimmy are little radio towers, and we are oscillating in the third density. When we're oscillating in the third density, and we look up as our little radio tower, we see all the bandwidths or radio waves, right? But these are also called dimensions. So our third density radio tower can perceive different dimensions or radio bandwidths with our consciousness. Maybe not so much with the suit. We're not bilocating, right, into the fourth density. We're in 3D, but we are seeing and perceiving in higher dimensions. Every single time you go to bed, you're perceiving in higher dimensions, okay? So back to the question of activating dormant DNA. Imagine being as conscious. We'll start really simply as, your dreams, remembering your dreams. What are you doing in your dreams? Who are you with in your dreams? Is it a 3D dream? Are you dreaming about friends, coworkers at work? Or are you dreaming about maybe the future or the past? Or maybe some of you guys are dreaming and you're on ship, or you're in places that you've never been to in the physical, but you're remembering past life things. It's all data. We are transceivers. Human beings are multidimensional transceivers. So activating that dormant DNA is almost like turning the power up on that radio, that radio tower. And all of a sudden just getting, I'm only in 3D. I can see one thing 30 frames per second through these biological eyeballs, right? But now I'm actually perceiving more of my awareness. My awareness is growing around me, and it's a way that you can actually grow. It's like spiritual evolution is what this really is. So activating dormant DNA is your spiritual evolution. Why this takes so much time to do is also very important based upon what lessons or what things you signed up for to come down here and experience. A lot of people say, hey, I'm just here for the experience. And then some people have to show up here like star seeds because we're actually working and assisting the grid, the planetary grid, but also the people here, our loved ones, our friends, our brothers, our sisters, our moms, our dads, right? Our families. So it just depends what level of consciousness you're at. Since the title of this video is Unity Consciousness, that is a sixth density construct. Sixth density. So not dimension. Dimension, I'm the 3D tower looking at the sixth dimension. It's completely different when you're a sixth density tower staring at a much higher dimension. Does that make sense? So
no,
it's all
it makes zero sense.
Okay, I'll explain it.
Okay, what? Hold on.
Okay,
I'll explain it. Hold on. No, you're going to explain it. I want to say this to the audience. So I've seen Rion speak, and with a room full of people that understand what he's saying, and they're laughing at his jokes, right? And I'm sitting there, was that supposed to be funny? And everybody else in here gets it, right? And I'm watching everybody nod and taking notes, and I'm like, man, this is like, whew, right? Just like right over my head. And so when you say things like, Rion, stay focused.
I'm going to draw it for you because
no. Okay,
no?
you can.
Yeah, I'm going to make it like Crayola crayons. I'm going to make it so simple. Okay.
Yeah, for me because I'm 5 years old. I get it. I get it. But Rion, so when you say things like, 3D, dimension, third dimension,
no,
and
third density.
Wait, and looking up at the sixth density, it's the same at no, man. I don't get it.
Okay.
And so when people, and I hear this all the time, and I've done so many shows on this, 3D. I'm waiting for, I need to get to 5D. I'm done with 4D. I'm not going to wait anymore for this.
Right.
The world needs to,
Mhm.
the world needs to catch up to what's going on. And
Mhm.
okay. And then I hear density, and it's just like, it gets past me. So, okay. Now, so what's the difference between third dimension and fourth dimension,
Okay.
and third density and fourth density?
Got you. Real simple. Okay. So third density is stare at your hand. Stare at your hand. Just so everyone on Earth, look at your hand. That is what you look like oscillating in at the third density. That's you. That's your solid self in 3D, third
Okay.
density. Okay. So as you begin to
3D
oscillate,
is third density.
third density. Yeah. So your hand, we are sitting right now in third density. Now, that can be actually argued. A lot of beings, star seeds, and channelers are saying we're already moving into fourth density right now. I just want to say, to keep it simple, so it's the oscillation of your molecular structure.
So
We are
4D,
oscillating, is
4D is
oscillating
fourth
faster.
density.
Faster oscillation, faster oscillation, faster oscillation. As you go up into the next fifth density, even
Right.
faster oscillation. So what I'm getting to, when a being can phase shift, okay, what does that mean? That means we hear all these stories with Billy Meyer, and the Pleiadians are bilocating. It's not really bilocating; they're phase shifting into 3D. Okay, what does that mean? They're oscillating at 5D, fifth density consciousness. They slow it down to 4, and then all of a sudden, boom, they pop into 3. And then when they poof and they're gone, they pick their vibration back up into 4 and then back into 5. It's the how they can control their vibration around every single molecule in their body, every single atomic spin. They have mastered that. So does that make a little more sense? I'm going to keep going. I do have some images to help out with that, but I'm trying to say it's your speed. It's how your molecules move. It's how fast.
Okay.
So if that makes sense.
So 3D is not three-dimensional. It's
No, density.
third density.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's.
Okay, so you like this. I'll explain like this. You remember all those tales where they said the shamans were walking through those stone doors in Peru? They had like in the Maya in Mexico when the Spaniards showed up.
Right.
They probably did something similar. All of a sudden in 3D, we see a stone door. There's no, what do you mean these Native American dudes or these Mayans took their gold tablets and walked right through solid stone? Okay.
Right.
And you're sitting there going like, that's impossible. Well, not if that door only looks like a rock in third density. That shaman holding that golden book, he started oscillating faster and faster. All of a sudden, that stone door does not look like a stone door. It looks like a passageway, and he walks right through it. It's the same type of technologies the Pleiadians use when they phase shift right into a mountain. They can't enter the mountain. The thing just goes poof, and they're landing inside the mountain. Now, you've heard stories about this, but it's called phase shifting.
Okay.
Cool.
Can I get you to look at me? I need you.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Yeah. Only because I'm talking. Okay. So, let's start here for a second, and let's take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
How do we activate our dormant DNA? And I know that scientifically, right, that a very small percentage of our DNA actually has information in it. We know this is scientific fact, right? Are you talking about activating what's left that isn't used?
No, I guess the easiest way to explain it is like every single time you access a dimensional version of okay, so let's keep it really simple in the beginning, okay? You're remembering your dreams, okay? When you can clock, you start remembering 13 seconds of your dream to 45 seconds to a minute to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Then you actually start clocking the different types of dream scenarios that you're in. In one particular dream, you're in a different environment. The sky is a different color. You're doing something. And then in a different environment, you actually start to break down your multidimensional awareness while you're asleep. I think most people for this conversation should start there. Now, there are very advanced practices in which you can do where basically you can have that same awareness awake. You could be just as clairvoyant, just as intuitive, and ask just as many questions when you're awake. And I think that's where the meditation comes in. Activating your third eye, your pineal gland, is paramount. I know you wanted to discuss some things about, decalcifying the pineal gland. I know.
And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So the tools, we've got a lot to pack in tonight. So the tools for activating DNA, my dreams, I want to discuss these tools because my dreams are mostly about me getting chased by lions on a savanna somewhere in Africa and getting eaten alive, starting with my ankle.
Okay.
I don't like remembering those dreams, but that's, and so when you, what are some of the tools that we can apply to start this activation?
Okay. First and foremost, you got to get the heavy metals out of your body. Okay.
Right.
If the human body is a bioelectric transceiver, you got to get the processed foods and that type of stuff out. You got to flush your intestines. However you want to do that, there's many different ways, from detoxes to colonics, whatever that may be for you. Okay. Then obviously, I like the ionized foot baths, the Japanese foot baths. Pull all the heavy metals out of your body. The whole thing is speed oscillation. Jimmy, do you know why your vision, why when you're in a near-death life situation, why everything seems like it's in slow motion? Do you know why?
Because you turn into an insect.
No. Everything slows down because your adrenal gland fires, and instead of seeing it 30 frames per second, you're seeing it 60 frames per second.
For sure.
Okay? So everything slows down, right? Your perception slows down. There's a lot of different techniques in mastering that awareness. I mean, honestly, just being able to be hyper aware. Now, for most people, I would say, again, health, diet, wellness, meditation, lots of meditation. This is how I would break it down, bro. To be honest with you, a lot of people say, hey, I don't have time to meditate. So this is what you do. You turn the meditation into a part of your life. Okay. So in the morning, I wake up in the morning with the sun, usually. I don't when you wake up and put music on in the morning, do not put on any music that has words. As soon as your brain starts to hear words, it starts to associate with the words. Okay. Put on something mellow, background music, something chill in the morning, wake up slow. I greet the sun, make some tea, make some coffee. You want to stay in between awake and asleep for as many minutes as you can, because you're supposed to be able to get your dream journal or your phone. And how it works for me is I can't remember my dreams unless I watch it back, meaning that I'll have a really crazy dream sequence, or I'll know exactly what's about to happen with Mr. T and all of this stuff that's popping off. I have to literally get my phone and film myself, get the download out, stop. And then when I turn around and watch the phone and hit play, now my brain can record it in the physical. I need a reflection of myself for my own memory to record it. Does that make sense? So same thing when you write down in a journal, some people can do that auto writing. You write it down. I have to stop and then read it back. Just getting the download isn't enough. It's how you were processing and incorporating that into your consciousness here in the lower dimensions. So
do you do that every day?
I wake up. Actually, you know what I do? If you have a beautiful partner who's also awake, let's just say, have that morning conversation with them. And I actually use, my partner to reflect, hey, this is what I saw. This is what I saw us doing. We were on a ship. There was something going on over here. What did you get? So once you start that dialogue, then you can both remember. Does that make sense? She remembers for you and you remember for her. It helps. I'm saying that. Yeah, it helps.
Oh, I was good, because men don't journal.
Well, if me and you woke up in the morning, let me tell you something. You sleep in one of these pyramids in my house. When you come to Sedona, and you're going to be like, bro, we need to talk. We need to talk. Like, what is this shit?
I ain't writing it down. There is no pen and paper on my nightstand.
Record it, bro. Just hit record, flip that face cam and go, I remember this. I remember that. It doesn't have to be detailed. Just, I remember this. I remember that. Okay. Now, here's the thing. It's when you go stop. It's when you play it back. You're going to go, oh shit. Okay. Yeah, you have to watch your own reflection, play it back. So use your phone. Just record, whatever that is. If you don't have a dream journal, you don't want to write it down, just hit record on that forward-facing camera and just record the 5-minute download and then watch it later. That's how I record it.
Even if it's lions chasing me on the savannah. So let me fair
Well, I
enough,
have something for that. If is that really what it is?
I'm
no. Okay, well, don't listen.
I
Don't be. If you got some, you got a repetitive dream. Spit it. I'll break it down for you right now.
Yeah. I have so many people analyze my dreams are boring. My dreams are boring. So anyway, but the detoxing part, I understand. But here, when you say processed foods, now I'm speaking for myself, but I'm speaking for probably half of my audience too as well. There are certain foods out there that nobody is going to give up, right? So is detoxing, and I'm firmly in that camp, does detoxing take care of that, and you can still eat the stuff that you enjoy?
Yeah. Okay. So what I would say is that, it's almost like what Yeshua says, in moderation. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying stop being who you are or what gives you joy. But what I am trying to say is that maybe find the highest quality or the finest version of that and not do it as much as you normally would. Again, when you start to pull in more energy from the sun, you're going to become less hungry. When you charge from the sun in the morning and when the sun goes down, you become less hungry. They've proved that in Germany with people that were doing the fasting.
Is that true? Yeah. You know what's weird about
that?
Yeah,
they proved that.
I've thought about that a lot because I spend a lot of time outside every day. I'm working, but I go outside. I ride my Harley. The first thing I do when I wake up, I make my coffee and I go out on my back patio and I sit in the sun intentionally. I can't wake up without that. But right after that, I'm hungry, man. Double cheeseburger. That's what I
do. So, come on. But here's the thing. Yeah.
I'm making light of this, but not really. Humor is my way of getting through the guilt. I've eaten a lot of meals with you, and I can't remember.
It's mainly just vegetarian. Sometimes I eat fish. It's not too crazy,
Yeah, I didn't notice.
Yeah,
weird? I didn't really pay attention.
I paid attention. I saw what you're eating.
Yeah, I don't play. I don't play.
So next year, I'm like, oh, okay, we're going. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Can I have 2 more lobster?
Can I have 2 more
please?
of those, please?
Yeah. So, okay. So, detoxifying, cleaning out your body, that makes a lot of sense, and then capturing and remembering your dreams and trying to remember more and more each day. Right. But what does that give you? And is that just 2 of the tools? Is there a third?
Okay, I like to give people a visual because when my third eye came on in 2009, before that I was pretty much like Jimmy. Okay, it was just thoughts in my head, intuitions, whatever that may be. When my third eye came on in 2009, I started to see the beings in my peripheral, and it's slowly over time, that it's almost like someone took the focus on a camera. It's all kind of fuzzy in the beginning and started all of a sudden everything kind of came into focus, right? So I kind of lost that illusion of what it is to be. I don't know if it's human. I don't know if it's unconscious. I don't know what that is, but it's like when you kind of see the truth. Let me explain something to you. When your higher selves know you can see, and they know that, your third eye's on, let's just say, and they know you can hear, your throat chakra's on, right? Unless some of you very gifted channelers out there, you're not allowed to play stupid anymore. And I think that comes with the responsibility that we spoke about in the beginning, Jimmy, with what is a starseed. A starseed's responsible. It's a responsibility. It's what a starseed is. It's responsible for something greater than yourself. It could be your own life, could be your friends, your family, but some of us came here with specific mission. So back to that, the awareness and the dimension aware. So imagine this, Jimmy, when you're closing your eyes and you're sitting in the sun meditating. Okay, when you close your eyes, maybe you're seeing orange. You're looking at the sun, your eyes are closed, maybe you're seeing orange. Okay. Well, maybe eventually you start to see something besides just blanket orange. You start to see an outline of a lighter color of a being. And then eventually you get to a place where you can see that being raise its hand and go, "Hey, dum dum, can you see? Hey, you, can you see me? You." And all of a sudden you slowly turn this unit, this body that we're wearing. No one taught us how to utilize it properly. All these gifts and all these things people talk about. What if I told you on other planets, you would have known this shit by the time you were 4 or 6 years old? They never taught you how to channel. They never taught you how to use your third eye. You get banged right in the, right when you get here, you get a little one of these. Okay. And then whatever else they do, the water, the air, and everything else. So there is an active component to keeping your DNA shut off for you people not asking questions, to just accept a narrative through a hypnotism device. Original patent of the television. So this is all stuff you guys know, but I'm trying to say is when you resist that and wake up and you go past it, you see, you can reference your own life. Oh my goodness gracious. My early 20s, I was completely unconscious, and I was. And I'm sure Jimmy was too. I'm sure you partied like a rock star.
Still do.
Still do. Yeah. So it just depends on, when a lot of people, what's the real question? Detoxing that suit and changing the way you live your life is gonna, if you knew, as a matter of fact, if you do, detox, remember your dreams, take a little healthier lifestyle, start visiting some ancient sites, start turning on your DNA and being more aware and perceptive, what that leads to, all of a sudden things that you used to do, that you used to find comfort in, will now turn you off. You're like, I'm not into that anymore. It'll be a natural thing. You don't have to force it. You'll just go, I'm good. I'll have that instead. You go to, you just start making slight changes. It's slight changes.
You're right. You're not wrong. And so for myself, this is what I've naturally done. And anybody that comes over to my house can see all of this for themselves. So you go into my kitchen. On my island is a juicer. Next to the juicer are probably 3 or 4 natural detox cleanse things that I do all the time. I try to do that. I try to do them daily. Okay.
Right.
I meditate every day on my Harley. I do wake up every day. I put my feet on the ground. I take off all my grounding shit, right? Take that stuff off. And I process my dream. And then I go and take a shower, get dressed. But I'm constantly processing what the dream meant. And I also like to do that underwater.
Yes.
Right? Put my face up and go, okay, don't lie to yourself, church. What did that lion gnawing on your ankle really mean? Right. So I do all of that. But I go out in the sun, I ground, I walk barefoot in my yard. I do all of that stuff before I start my day. Okay. And then ride the Harley. That's my meditation. And then I come back. And when I get all of that done, I'm ready to, because I now have to work from 9 o'clock in the morning until 9, 10 o'clock at night. That's a 12.
That's your time to reset. Day. Yeah.
Right. That's your 12, reset 13 hour day. So I do all of that stuff. But let me tell you where I do all of that naturally. And with that, the spiritual part of it, or going to another country, or hanging out with, and seeing the changes in myself, that has all come naturally. But I will not give up what I enjoy. I will not do it. I will not give up pizza. I'm not going to give up a bacon wrapped filet mignon. I'm just not going to do it.
Whoa. A bacon wrapped filet mignon. I mean, in the way you said that.
But my point is, these are, coffee or ice cream or really good chocolate, or yes, man, a chili cheeseburger from frigging Tommy's is a life-changing thing. And that I don't do it every day. I don't, because I eat salads. but
Right.
the things that give me joy and bliss.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
did you ever see the movie This Is the End?
Yes.
Okay. In the
Yes.
beginning of the movie, when Seth Rogen picks up his friend, what's his name, Jason, from the airport, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay, man. So what do you want to do first?" He goes,
Jack and
"Man,
it was Carl's
yeah,
Jr.
In and
Yeah.
Out Burger. I think it's In and
Yeah.
Out, right?
Is it
Yeah.
okay?
No, Carl's Jr.
It's
Carl's
Carl's.
Jr.
Yeah, it's Carl's
Yeah,
Jr.
yeah, Carl's Jr. And Seth Rogen goes, "Dude, no, man, I'm on a cleanse, man. I don't do that stuff anymore." And what
He's
was
like,
the
it's
next
so
scene?
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
so good. And that kind of thing, that makes your body happy. And that fires off chemicals in your brain, that kind of happiness that, you know what, I'm just not going to give that up. I'm not. I'll do all the other good stuff because I'm on this journey. I'm on this path. But there are things that give me joy.
Right. I think the main thing is that another thing too with the meditation is obviously, I would like to say that as you kind of become more aware and your awareness comes in, I think also for me, I guess, and for me personally, what happened to me was I started to treat myself more like a spiritual athlete because there was so much processing and so many things that were going on. It was the
Right.
only way that I could ground was I went to the gym at 7 o'clock, was in the steam room by 8:39, and I would steam until I could put myself asleep. I get tired coming out of the steam room, take a shower, and come home. So it was almost like I don't know if you're familiar with the Tesla shakes. Nikola Tesla had the shakes every single night. Do you know that when he
No.
went to bed? Yeah, it's called the Tesla shakes. You feel like you're convulsing because he was basically putting so much current through his body, and
Oh,
when they asked him who is he talking to, he's like God, right? Those are his words. When you activate a human being in the third density with an oversoul, you have to realize you have a low point us with a higher voltage line, your oversoul plugging into the suit through all your meridians and your chakras. And
right.
for me, I had to go and release that energy. And many star seeds and angelics, let me tell you something, maybe you too, we have a really hard time sleeping if we don't exhaust the vessel. If I don't exhaust the vessel and I don't go to the gym and do my routine, I fall off that pedestal very, very quickly, right?
Right.
And I'll be up till 6 in the morning, wide awake, like nothing. I don't need anything. I'm up unless I exhaust my suit. So what I find is that sometimes instead of doing certain things, you will find something to put you to sleep or to give you enjoyment instead of doing something that may be more healthy, let's just say, for you. And I'm not speaking about you, Jimmy, at all. What I'm trying to say is that's the norm. Some people
Right.
can't sleep, give me a bottle of wine. Some people can't sleep, give me some Xanax. Some people can't sleep, let me smoke that weed. It's the same exact thing. You have racing thoughts and you can't fall asleep.
Correct.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yes.
So yeah, so here's the thing. If people learned, hey, I can just go to the gym and sit in the steam room for 35 minutes and I don't have to drink a bottle of red wine. I don't have to pop a Xanax. I can get in here, take a shower, steam, take a cold shower, steam, cold shower one more time, steam.
Mm.
When you leave that steam room, you could barely tie your shoes when you get out of there. You're going home, you're going right to bed. But people don't want to take the effort to do it. And like I said, I was just like that too. I had to teach myself. There wasn't a lesson plan on, okay, you've activated your DNA, star seed. Now interact and commingle with the rest of the people on this planet. You're vibrating so much faster than your surroundings. How do I go to bed? I'm doing all these things. I'm seeing with my third eye. I'm hearing my higher selves. I'm activating my energy hands. Okay, well, go to bed. You know what I mean? And don't use a drug. And don't use a drug. Now go to bed. So it's a process as you learn how to deal with the energy and then how to utilize it, in a very quick, in a very specific way to get where you want to be, which is calm.
Yeah,
chill.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. I had to tackle that, or start to tackle it about 15 years ago, because I was doing radio and by the time my adrenaline is so pumped after I get off a show. I mean, you do a live radio show for 3 or 4 hours. You're running on adrenaline when you come off the end of that. And so by the time I would make it, my mind is going.
Yep.
Thinking about the show. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about the commercial breaks. Did I say this right? Did I enunciate words wrong? Did I not?
Mhm.
Right. My brain. And so I would have to watch like a documentary, something to get my mind off of what, because otherwise I would be awake all night long just
Yep.
thinking.
Yep.
And so you're right about that. I like that approach a lot.
Mhm.
That makes a lot of sense. I can see it after the show tonight, though. I'm going to go to the drive-through, and
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to
get a
order.
big Carl's Jr. and I'm gonna comatose myself.
no,
Full
but it'll be different.
comatose.
It'll be different. I'll say double, chili cheese fries,
No,
and a Tesla shake. And I'm going to see if I can get a Tesla shake out of
and a Tesla.
Tesla shake out of now. I say that in jest, but that sounds like a really good menu item. They probably have those in Sedona.
A Tesla shake. Yes,
Yeah, Tesla shake at In-N-Out.
with some sprinkles and some whipped cream, please.
Do you guys have an In-N-Out in Sedona?
No, goodness, no. I mean, like I said,
See,
I'm
that's
sure
the problem.
people
That's why I couldn't live in Sedona, man.
It's I don't know.
You know what though? There is and I know you know what I'm talking about. They're right in a row there on the main street. There's like 3 really good Italian restaurants right in a row.
Yes, there is.
And there's a pizza place. There's an Italian pizza place in the middle of the 3, and extraordinarily good food. But really funny. Anyway, Third Eye. Let's get that in before the break. Again, I think it's misused. I was watching a new series last night, or maybe it was a movie, and there was this line in the movie. It was hilarious. So I'm activating, and he points at his forehead. He goes, "I'm working on activating my third eye right now. I don't know if you know this, but we have a third eye." And he points at his forehead. And I went, "Man, I got Rion on the show tomorrow night. I cannot wait."
Okay, so
okay,
all right,
so
here I'm gonna teach everybody some cool stuff, and I want to teach some people stuff they maybe have never heard before. Okay, so most people can do mind's eye. Mind's eye is if you close your eyes, you can imagine yourself somewhere. You could be astral projecting, but you basically visualize yourself in a location. Okay, let's call that mind's eye. Third eye, there's 3 different levels. There's more than that, but I'll keep it really simple for the audience. First level is about the size of your pinky. Okay, your pinky nail right here. Now imagine this. Okay, about that size, right on the front of your right here. Okay. Turns on, you can see a little bit in the red spectrum, turns off. Turns on, I can see a little bit energy awareness, I can see a little bit, turns off. It takes time to be able to turn that third eye on and keep it on. I don't know why people don't talk about this. It takes an energy output. It's like a muscle. To be able to now, when I can do it, I can just expand and blow through the field, but it takes time. It's like a muscle. Okay? When your third eye turns on, turns off. Now, as you get more advanced, okay, so we go from pinky on and off, just the pinky nail. There's the size of the window. 2, it's just on that size. Then, as you get more advanced, you get the whole front of your forehead turns into the lens. This whole area turns into one lens. Like, I don't know what that dude's name is from X-Men. What's the guy's name? Cyclops? Yeah, he's got that little thing on. Yeah, you'll get that perspective looking through. And then eventually, past that, you get God's eye. That's a 360 camera around your entire body, front, back, up, down, left, right, horizontally. Mainly, people don't get God's eye turned on unless they're doing activations on Earth or they have to track multiple targets. That's something, like, again, I was an activated starseed. I did not wake up. I was activated in 2009. It was not a normal, I'm curious about who I am and my third eye. No. They turned this suit on. So it was a little different for me with what my skill set was and what I had to bring to this planet and take care of. So third eye stuff, skate liver oil is good to decalcify your third eye. That is from a bottom feeding shark, skate liver oil. What else is good? Sun charging. Remember, the calcification of your third eye has happened. If you're watching this video, you've drinking fluoride in your lifetime. To decalcify all the fluoride calcification around your third eye or your pineal gland is why you can't see. So
So
first,
pineal gland and third eye, same thing.
same thing. Yeah, your pineal gland is your third eye.
No,
Yes,
but isn't the pineal gland here?
it's dead center in your brain, right behind this. So dead
It's
center.
here.
It's for
Huh.
me. It's like here.
Okay,
Yeah,
look
dead
up into
center.
the camera. Oh, is there something you're looking at down? Do you have a screen down
Yeah,
there?
there's a big screen. Okay, I'm looking here. I'm right here with you. So
Okay, yeah.
when I
Okay.
close my eyes, here, I'll do it live. Here, I'll teach you a little trick too. If you guys want to try this, once your chakras are aligned and you kind of get balanced, right? You kind of breathe in. And what you want to do is you want to move your energy from your root, your sacral to your heart. Kind of does a little mini spiral. Goes like this.
Right.
Goes back in here. Breathe in. You take it to your third eye right here. And what you want to do is squint.
Okay.
And you squint and you push all the chi and all the energy right here. All of your focus of everything that you are, and boom. And then when you kind of release that, it's almost like a pulse that comes off. And when a pulse comes off, remember, there's a rotation to it. Just like when you zoom in with a movie camera, it's not just it zooms in, zooms out. Your third eye rotates in, can view, and rotates out. I just want to give you guys some more operational controls because mine's been on for 15 years.
Right.
Your third eye can actually see different density, but depth. You can stay, like, for example, I'm looking at something in my living room, right? I close my eyes. I can see the outline of all the walls in the hallways. They're all red and orange spectrum. I can look at an object on the counter that is orange and red, and I can actually, your energy, once your energy hands are on, you can touch it. What I'm trying to say is that the spectrum isn't going to be the same as when your eyes are open. Like what you see, you might be able to see in the orange spectrum. In the beginning, it's going to be red, then orange, then yellow, and for the very gifted out there, you guys see in like blue and even white. The blue spectrum, I have noticed when I'm in a super zen place, and my body's full of golden energy. Like when you're up there on your next trip in Peru, Jimmy, just imagine yourself with that golden energy going around you. You put the golden energy in the middle. The blue energy is like on fire, like flames around you, and then start looking around. And you'll notice the whole reality of the whole, it's almost like your energy starts to bend the hologram around you. And I think in the Matrix, when people talk about, when they see Neo, remember they're shooting at him and then he flexes and the whole reality goes like this. Yeah. Well, in the same way, when you're doing your meditations, there's different levels to do this where you can actually expand from your bedroom through the house, through the front yard and the backyard, through the neighbors' houses. What I recommend is please be respectful. I'm serious. Please be, when you guys are doing some of these advanced meditations, especially my crew out there on Team Light, what we always tell everyone is please put your energy body about 30 feet to 40 feet up in the air before you blast a horizontal. Because what happens is if I sit here right now and I take my energy arms and I just go boom, and I move energy, I'm hitting guys 4 or 5 houses down there just sitting there watching TV. So what you want to do is take your energy, even when you're projecting, go up at a 45-degree angle. It's courteous, and it's actually the way other beings that your higher selves will be, oh, that's actually an adult. That's not a child. They actually know they don't want to disturb everyone in SimCity land. You want to come up about 45 feet, and then you can expand. Boom. That's when you go off like a firework. But don't do it on the horizontal. If that makes sense. Jimmy, I think you know exactly what I'm saying. When you're meditating, you can feel it. Well, and like say you're in a hotel room, you're like, I feel everyone in the hotel room. Remember, like you're sleeping, you're like, God, I can feel these people over here. God, I can feel, I can hear these people, Go ahead.
True. That's true. And there is, I used to joke about this a lot. I should start joking about it more too, as well. Mm-hmm. Is that whenever I participate in a mass meditation, a lot of the times in my mind, I'm rolling my eyes. I'm like, man, this is bullshit. right? Okay. Hear me out though. Just hear me out.
Mhm.
But then I'll see somebody who's not meditating and I'll watch them walking around and then I'll watch them change. And they don't understand
Mhm.
what's happening, right? That there's a meditation going on and there's something over here. And
Oh,
that, and that's the power
yes.
of meditation. So, you're doing this mass meditation, you and the rest of Sedona are lighting up the grid.
Mhm.
You know that there's some grumpy ass old man in New York City walking down the street complaining, "Well, son of a bitch," and he's walking down the street. And then all of a sudden he goes, "Whoa, what was that?
Right.
Oh, I feel pretty good. What was I complaining about? Ah, it doesn't matter." That's what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So yes, I totally get it. And so blasting out onto your neighbor when they're playing, Fortnite or whatever their, whatever their Metal
Right.
Gear Solid, or did I just age myself? Is that
No,
even
yeah,
still
you
a
did.
game?
Yeah, yeah, that, yeah. But let's say Fortnite. A lot of
Yeah,
Fortnite
yeah,
is yeah, yeah, Fortnite.
and you're just ruining somebody's thing on the couch because their concentration got jolted for a moment. So
Mhm.
yeah, I get that. I totally get that. The other thing with it, like I said, I joke about it, but the reason why I joke about it is because it's a lack of understanding sometimes. And I think that joking or a little bit of humor loosens up everybody out there that may not understand it either
Yeah,
too as well.
it's to have an open mind and an open heart. And my thing is that just there's difference with like, okay, I'm curious, I want to know some stuff. When you guys actually figure out who you are, who your higher selves are, why you came here, your whole mo kind of changes. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm supposed to do this, use my gifts to assist humanity, make sure things are balanced. In dream time, we are assisting, like basically, imagine you're an angelic, Jimmy. You're actually in world leaders' dreams, assisting them for world peace. Let's just say. You think everyone thinks it's a joke. You don't think Trump dreams? You don't think Trump has teams of people that are working with him in every single dimension he works on right now that are making sure and seeing things coming and going, hey, this is the right way for humanity. It's not random. This isn't a VCR. This isn't 1956. These people are aware. There are awake, very powerful beings assisting these world leaders that are guiding our reality right now. So what I'm trying to say is follow the energy. We want peace and harmony on this planet. I think the whole planet wants peace and harmony. But to be that, we also have to protect those from people who want chaos and war.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, hey,
I
how
do.
about we keep all the nightmares out of this person who has to make this decision?
Hmm.
Let's Who do you think's defending that person from all those bad thoughts or all those evil deeds or all those people who have been practiced in the dark arts for thousands of years while they told the entire public it's all foo-foo makeup bullshit? While these guys have been practicing this the entire time. So what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say is maybe they had to bring down star seeds or higher level angelics who had mastered some of these things in past lives or in different places to make sure that certain beings that do know how to do these negative things are kept at bay and this world's put back into balance. It doesn't
Well,
really matter.
I was talking to Avi Loeb about this on Monday, and here we have, one of the world's foremost astrophysicists,
Mhm.
Harvard, and just a brilliant mind for sure. And he's just out there trying to, make contact and trying to figure out what's going on with ET
Right.
and what may or may not be visiting this planet. And his answer was, when I said, what's your motivation? What drives you? And he
Mhm.
goes, I'm looking for something more intelligent than us.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And that,
Right.
what
No,
a
that's
great answer.
real.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
great answer. Yeah, yeah.
And I said, I said, Avi, don't you think that anybody that is any species that is visiting this planet would have gone through an evolution and maturity already that we are struggling to get through now?
Right.
That they understand what consciousness is. They understand what it. They
Mhm.
understand, that we're down here, but they have to be up here
Mhm.
in terms of evolution. So they see the struggles that we're going through right now because
Yes.
they already did it.
Already did it. Like at 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine an older brother or an older sister that went pro 10,000 years ago. And all of a sudden we're in high school and we're seniors and we're nervous and we're going to the draft, right? We played college and all of a sudden it's draft day and the people on this planet are like, I just don't know how to be a professional. I don't know how to go pro. Well, imagine a bunch of your older brothers and sisters coming down and go, hey, nothing to worry about. We got you. This is what to expect. This is what, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. But that's what our souls are doing for us, which is being broadcast. And it's kind of funny. People say, how we experience time in the physical is linear, from this point to this point. In a fifth density construct, all time is happening simultaneously. And I think it's really funny that a future version of you, Jimmy, is actually here assisting you in the past. You know what I mean? You think like, oh, all these ETs. I'm like, what if you're like, oh, it's me from the future helping, sending a memo, sending a dream. Hey, an idea, a thought, an inspiration. It doesn't have to come from outside of yourself. It can still be from within. Everything is from within, right? Everything. I should say this. This is how I was taught. All the truth you shall ever find is from the inside out. All falsities and distortion are from the outside in. So I think, that's how my higher self taught me. Yeah, I'd say everything. Yeah. So, and like I said, we all have different rhymes and reasons for what we do. But the truth is that we're all a bunch of really cool kids, I'd like to say, on this planet that are just working on becoming better adults, no matter what age you are, no matter you could be 105 years old compared to the universe, you're a child. So it's really to kind of put that ego to bed and realize that, we were all put here to experience things and we were all put here to do great deeds. And that's how I feel about it, at least. So
let's take our break right here. Rion De'Rouen is our guest tonight. We are talking about unity consciousness, that and a whole lot more. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break and we will be right back. Stay with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get your alerts and access to over 2,000 videos. Click that subscribe button right now. Go to jimmychurchradio.com and get the Fade to Black official podcast. 2,000 episodes, all of them commercial free for just $2 a month. Watch Into the Vortex on Gaia TV. It's Fade to Black for the screen. Simple to do. Go to Gaia.com, search Jimmy Church, or click on the link below. Follow Fade to Black on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Get all of the show updates every single day. It's now called X, but who cares? How you doing? Jimmy Church here. Special announcement. Get your Fade to Black t-shirts. That's right. Help support the show. Help support everything that we do over here. We've got 2 t-shirts. We've got 2 ways to get them. Get your Fade to Black t-shirt today. Go Backley Tappy. Go to jimmychurchradio.com and become a Fadernaut. Get a membership. That's right. Everything is commercial free. You have access to downloads, and you get to call yourself a Fadernaut. River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth.
Just visit rivermoonwellness.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon Wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It is the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com.
All right. Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Rion De'Rouen is with us. Is Rion. Rion. Sounds French, which means it's probably not. And now, Rion. Rion.
Yes.
Yeah, Rion. You mentioned the activation that you got back in 2009, and you said that you weren't pursuing it, they came and got you. Explain that for those that don't know exactly.
No, when I was 19 years old, I had an experience. You guys can find the original videos on Unite the Collective on my YouTube channel, Unite the Collective. But basically, when I was 19, I was visiting my friends in Italy. I noticed there was those old candles that were actually lights. I was in my buddy's house, and I was staring at this light, and all of a sudden the light like kind of lifted off the ground and started flying around the room, and then eventually landed in my hand. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. And I realized that if I stared at the barrier between the flame, when I tried it with a candle, there's a very small barrier of energy where when you can do this tonight, Jimmy, go watch the first original video I ever made on Unite the Collective, the candle technique. When the flame is lit, what happens is your eyes get hyper focused and you lock on to the barrier in between the flame and the air. And all of a sudden your eyes kind of do one of those magic eye posters where like zooms in, then it really zooms in. And what happens is you'll look away and you'll see the ingrain of the flame everywhere you look. That's not what's important. What's important is whenever you sit back and it just stops, wherever that flame settles is actually your focus point. So now you have a focus point to direct your energy when you're starting to activate your third eye. It's a technique. Like I said, I taught myself. I didn't learn from another human being how to do this stuff. And then, that was 19. I went back to bed. I saw too much. I was 19 years old.
What do you mean you saw too much?
So I started in Italy, right? Well, then I go to Greece at my friend John's house, and I'm sitting out there. I played volleyball all day, and they went to Kefalonia downtown, and I was getting back from the beach. Sun was going down, and they said, hey, we'll come back and get you. Take a shower, get ready. So I go and take a shower, and I come out and I sit on this veranda, and there's it's like round tables. I'm overlooking the Aegean Sea. I got 6 seats, and I'm sitting there, and Lord of the Rings Part 1 had just come out. Okay. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I look to my right and I see 6, looks like freaking ring wraiths, bro. 6 of these beings, glowing blue, rolled over came through the house, and they all sat down next to me at this round table. And I couldn't see their faces. They had blue hoods on, and they just kind of said, like, yo, what's up, homie? It was some really, I was like, are you going to freak, And of course, I was 19 years old. Ran in the house, dead sober, mind you. Ran into the house, called my mom, something's wrong. I've always known there was something different about me. I'm seeing ring wraiths. I'm sitting here, my mom, I was almost like telling my mom, like, stop bullshitting me. Like, right. You've always known I was different. Like, you like, come clean right now. Like, what is this? What am I doing here? Why am I seeing glowing beings? This is all the way back. Goodness gracious. I was 19. I don't know. It was like 1999. I was 18, 19, like 2001. Anyways, too much data. I can only imagine if I had woken up at 19, but I didn't. Went back to sleep for a decade. So when I hear people say, hey, they woke up and they went back to sleep, so did I. I woke up, I could see with my third eye at 19 years old, and then it was too much and I shut it off. Now I'm 29 years old. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was like, hey, how to astral project. I just kind of typed it in, right? And the only thing on the internet in '09 was like, buy my book, buy my CD. There's nothing on YouTube. So I made the world's first how to astral project video on YouTube. And that was the candle technique. You guys can watch it and laugh at me. I'm trying to explain spiritual things. I'm like, hey, bro, I don't know what you're going to see, but there's some shit that you might see, right? So, yeah. So and then all of a sudden, you go farther and farther down this wormhole in this practice. And I didn't know, but I can explain to you now what I was doing every single night when I was going down this red or orange wormhole that you follow, right? I think personally, I was literally putting energy through the calcification of my pineal gland, and I was burrowing out the front of my damn forehead. I think that's what it really was. Because all of a sudden, as soon as I popped through, boom, it's like my camera lens turned on. And I didn't even know what calcification of the third eye was. I didn't know a lot of these terms. When I first woke up, I started making those videos. And then basically an earth guardian, my brother Tone, found me. And he goes, hey, we got to talk. My guides are on me. And that's where I met my first friends from Sedona, because people started reaching out to me through the internet in '09. Like, hey, I know what you're doing. Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm experiencing, right? Just kind of like you right now, Jimmy. I don't know what I'm feeling, but this is what I'm seeing. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I'm, and they were calling me and they go, hey man, that's your third eye. Your third eye's been activated, and this is really funny too. People ask about their gifts. Just so we're clear, my third eye came on. I couldn't hear anything. So imagine seeing your higher self. Once they go, I'm like, are you my higher self? I didn't even know what that term was. Are you my higher self? They're like, yeah, dum-dum. Like, I don't think you understand. They're not like gracious, like, oh, my young one. They're like, yeah, dum-dum. Like, I'm your higher self. Do you see me? So it was all hand gestures. Hey, you. So it was like, you see me. I was like, yes, I see you. Now you watch me. And they were teaching me how to do stuff with energy. So it was like monkey see, monkey do the first 8 months I was awake. It wasn't until about 8 months that I started to hear through my throat chakra, which is right here. When I'm out in public or when I was doing my activations, I always have headphones in and sunglasses. You can't see my eyes, big headphones, because I don't hear my higher selves through my eardrums. I hear right here. I can hear you loud and clear even when I'm listening to loud music. Has no effect whatsoever. So your throat chakra is actually where you hear your higher self. So anyways, yeah, I went through all of these processes and all of these steps. And again, with the diet, when I kind of woke up, my diet changed. My higher selves were pretty hardcore as far as I'm concerned. I didn't have, my higher selves, especially when I moved to Sedona, was like, go up on the mountain and meditate. Stop whining. Go. And it's 6:30 in the morning. I can't tell you some of the most advanced things I ever did were in the beginning when they taught me. I would go to this place called, it was on the left-hand side of Bell Rock. And there's guardians there, huge guardians. And it was the middle of winter and it was snow on the ground. And they used to send me out there at 10:30 at night by myself with a little lamp on my head. That's when all the humans and everyone was away. I wouldn't be disturbed. And I went to this place. I call it the Crystal Palace. And I'd sit there and these big beings would come down and teach me how to do this advanced, energy manipulation. And they were teaching me because I was activated to go do things around the planet. And if you guys are first time you've ever heard of me, once I woke up in '09, since 2010, I was gone every 60 days on 60 days till from 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost like 15, 16. And then I took 3 years off and then I was reactivated again to go clean up some stuff with my brother. But it was every 60 days on 60 days. That means every 60 days, I'm somewhere on the planet activating a grid, and then I'm home. And then another 60. So I just did that for about, I don't know. It seemed like a really long time. But I was there on December 21st, 2012. I was one of the 7 people on the plateau after the bomb threat on Giza. We had gridded Giza, and we were there the day before the Illuminati where they were doing weird shit. We already gridded the entire area on the 20th. There was a bomb threat on the 21st, December 21st, 2012. And me and my team went through a side gate and I was riding a camel. I guess they we didn't know there was a bomb scare, and we gridded the entire area and locked it down.
What is gridding?
I was just going to answer that for you. So basically, okay, here we go. Perfect example. Imagine this is a grid. Okay. So what is a grid? It's a piezoelectric device that's magnetic in nature. So that means that piezoelectric means it's compressed. So you take a crystal and you squeeze it, it becomes piezoelectric. So there's only certain types of resins that compress when they dry. Usually polyester is one we use for grids. You put some high-powered neodymium magnets mixed with some black tourmaline and shungite, let's just say. But then I do like a very proprietary mix depending on which location I'm going to. And then I pour these, and what we do is we put them in the ground. We bury these. Now, here's the cool thing about this, why it's almost an unhackable. When I pour these things, I will pour a tray of, say, 24. When I make that pour, I cannot replicate that quantum entanglement that I did per grid. That means it's like, for example, if I'm pouring different layers, and you come over to the house, I'll show you, Jimmy. But they say there's a layer of green, a layer of blue, a layer of purple, right? And I'm pouring these things in. Then I do a layer of black. Then I put that, there's a special crystal that we have that are hand dug at a certain location here in Arizona that are right out of the ground. So these crystals grow out of the ground like roots of a tree. Okay, you pick them up, payson, a type of payson diamond. You get them out of the ground. What happens is all of those payson diamonds grew up in the same family from the same exact area, picked by the same person. So what I do is when I take my grids, they're all quantum entangled. This planet right now, there's only 2 countries on this earth. I don't have a grid planted on your ley line. I have not been to Antarctica and I have not been to Russia. Most of this planet, with my friends and family and everyone I've ever hung out with in the last 15 years, we've gridded the majority of this planet. So the thing is that when you grid a location, that's what I mean. So we basically would lock the whole perimeter down with these.
How many do you normally grid with?
Depends how big the target is. You know what I mean? Like,
how do you get them there? If you're flying on an airplane, what do you
ship them? Sometimes you ship them to homies. Like, we have people on the ground. Hey, I'm over in England, or hey, like I said, there's nothing. These are just crystals.
I get that.
They're just crystals. I mean, it's not like it's, you know what I mean? But we mail them first. And we just make sure we get there. And like I say, too, our higher selves kind of guide us on exactly what we're doing. All the main stuff.
That's my next question. Hold on. Don't just dance over these very important subjects. How do you take
Jimmy, this is classified. This is I know you're curious. This is some classified shit that you're like,
and I'm gonna get it out of you. I'm gonna get it out of you.
Okay.
How do you pick a location? I mean, the location is important. But also with the timing of why you're doing it there at that particular time, right? I'm assuming these things.
Right. So I can say that Lionsgate, I can only do it by the things I've done, like through the actions, right? So Lionsgate, we did Michael Skellig. We did all of Ireland and Michael Skellig, and that ley line runs right into Egypt. And we did that on the 1111 portal. Okay. So the main thing with that is we got the entire perimeter of the island gridded. My buddy had to wait till the storms ended. In the middle of the summer, there was a hurricane in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. He was given the grids. He took care of it and knocked it out as soon as the boats were allowed to land on Michael Skellig, which is that island that was in Star Wars. What I'm getting to is there's certain locations on Earth, how we run the ley lines. So like that ley line from Michael Skellig Island in Ireland goes directly to the core of Egypt. Right? They have like the Archangel ley line. There's different ley lines that run throughout this planet. So I think a lot of grid workers, what we do is we come in and adjust ley lines and clean up the ley lines and straighten them out. You know what I mean? Whatever form or function that may be, since we're kind of operating, in energy, let's just say, holographically, let's just say, everything is data and light equals data, right? So that being the sense, there is specific times where certain things have to be adjusted in certain alignments with not only our planet, but how that planetary alignments line up with different constellations, different times of year. And a lot of that stuff is honestly like a quantum computer. Us on here on the ground, I'm kind of just like a golden retriever. They go, hey, I need you to go to Peru, for example. I've been to Peru. Sun Island, Bolivia, all these things in Bolivia, and Machu Picchu in Peru, love it. But, Manu Picchu on the very top. Did you go to Manu or did you just do Machu?
No. Took pictures.
Okay. Are you going to
No,
go
you have
back?
to. No, you have to. Well, I'm going to be there in about 6
Dude,
months.
you got to take the hike trail. You got to take that hiking
You
trail.
have to book that like two years in advance.
They won't let you up there anymore?
No. What? No. That's like
Bro.
2 years in advance.
Bro, when I went to Machu Picchu,
Yeah, but I'm not Rion. I see. Now,
No, listen.
I can show up there and go, okay, my name is
Listen.
Rion. I'm on the
It'll
list.
work. You're like,
Yeah,
listen,
probably.
this is Rion.
Probably.
I'm here from Team Light. I have to go up that way. And all you got to do is convince that one security guard.
No,
They look
let
at
me
you.
tell you something. I've watched the people on that trail. That is the most treacherous, crazy looking thing I have ever seen.
It's fun.
And yeah, it's gnarly, man.
Mhm.
It's gnarly. It's gnarly. There's two actually.
Yeah.
So there's Machu Picchu, and I forget the name of the one over when you're facing out, but they're both insane. They're both
Right.
just,
Well, here's a cool little secret that I love this because all of your scientist dudes are watching. So check this out. There's two places on Earth where I call it like the basement floor of heaven, where it's actually the dimension is so thin, it's only like 600 feet until you're in the base floor of the next dimension. One is at the top of Machu Picchu, off the southeastern side, about 80 feet in the air, off one of the cliffs. There's a portal there, and very large beings can access this planet from that place. The other one is going to be at Saint Mont Michel in France. If I spent the night there after we gridded it, and I got up into the bell tower area at 3 a.m.
okay. I'm going to show everybody. I have
Mont Saint Michel, and that's France.
I have Manu right here.
Yeah, show them. I'll show you exactly where it is.
It's so nuts. And now you can see people here too as well. And okay, hang on for a second. It'll just take me 1 second.
Oh, no worries. That's cool.
Here it is. So now when you look at this, everybody needs to understand, I'm taking this picture from Machu Picchu.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now there's a climb that's here. Now, if you look at this peak, and this is above Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
If you look really closely,
way above,
you can see people right there that are taking the hike up. And look at that. No, I'm not.
You come on. We'll put some cool 80s music on.
Look at these people over here. Look at these people.
You can do it. You're a stud. I think you can do it. I'll go with you.
Man, I don't see any guardrails.
No, there's no guardrails up there.
I don't see a Starbucks either. There's no Starbucks. But here, I'm making jokes, but you can see people right here at the top. Mm-hmm. And so there's a couple of structures here. The priests lived here in this one. You can still see the roof to it. And then up at the top is the temple and another. Look at this lady right here. Look at her.
She's owning it right there.
Yeah, she's owning it.
So what's strange about that is I remember when I went up there, there's a grass hut, but it's almost like, you see how you're seeing that picture right now with that lady standing there?
Like
zoom back in. There's a little more to that mountain if you go past that woman. There's like a little more.
No, on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is just crazy. No, I'm not.
I'm telling you are. We're gonna do it together.
Oh man. Yeah. It's so funny when you're up at Machu Picchu and it's so spiritual, it's so beautiful, it's so cool, so much fun. And you're looking around, and then you see those two peaks, right? And then you just kind of take another look and you're like, are those people? Jesus Christ. What?
It takes about 2.5 hours. I remember it's about 2.5 hours to get up there.
So like I said, you have to book that 2 years. I think 2 years. You can't do it same day. No, that's booked.
That's so crazy. I mean, I guess everything's changed now.
It's the most popular tourist destination in South America.
Yeah.
So you're up against all of that. That's the first thing. Everybody wants to do it. And there's a limited amount of people that they allow through Machu Picchu every day now. And you have to you can't wander off. It's just really
It's
weird. It's kind of
yeah.
Disneyed out, right? Does that
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it does. I think there's a lot of national parks now are kind of, I think Moab is kind of turned it like that in Utah too. It's like a Disney adventure now.
Too many people, and
Yeah.
you can't free form it now. You've just got to bring people through, and because there's people behind you that
Right.
need to also get through, and that's it. You just can't.
You ever
Um,
gone to the Stargate of Amun Maru?
oh yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Did you ever spend the night and try to go through the door?
No, no, I've gone through two shamanic ceremonies, the whole
Right.
thing,
Right.
and sat and did every. Um, People have asked me a lot about that, and my answer is it's going to be the same with you because we're on the air.
Okay.
I may discuss some stuff privately,
Okay.
but that's a personal experience.
It
And
is.
yeah, and
That's why
so
I asked. I was like, is it, I
yeah,
know you're on the journey right now, Jimmy. You're a Jedi. I'm ready for you to just put the Jedi robe on and just maybe you're the gray Jedi. You're the fade to black Jedi. You sit in the middle. You know what I mean? There's
yeah.
something about you you're going to unlock in your DNA and it's going to come flooding back to you. And
Well,
I wait that day,
I
you
will
know?
share this. Last year, um, at a Maru, which by the way, that is, I believe it is exactly what the culture says it is.
Yep.
I believe that.
Yep.
Okay. Which is, it's a portal. Stargate, that's a modern term, but
No, it's a portal.
it's a portal for
Mhm.
sure. Anyway, so last year I'm there and we go through the whole ceremony, and um everybody was, I was the last person there. I was the first person and the last person to leave. And I'm standing there in front of it, and I kind of heard maybe like a buzzing, like electricity, but it
Right.
started going up my legs and came up, and then I held my hands out, and I'm looking at my hands like this, and they're going bzzz,
Yeah, baby.
and I'm holding it, and then I turned, and standing next to me is a lady who I know, but
Uh-huh.
anyway, she's off in her own zone. So am I. And I look over, she's doing the same thing, and she looks at me and she goes, "Do you feel this?" I go, "You feel this too? This shit is real."
Yes.
Right? What? And I sat, and I can't, Rion, I sound like a crazy person when I say stuff like this. And I get it for those that don't know or haven't experienced, or they have a closed
Right.
off mind and they don't dream or whatever it is. It's not my problem. Everybody's on their own journey, is what I mean. I don't concern myself with that. But if you're hearing me talk about this, I sound like some
No,
crazy,
no,
you know.
listen, I got you on that, but I also want to say that imagine that energy that you felt, right? Well, I didn't want to. This is a cool video for people to look up. Have you ever seen the three monks that destroy cancer on YouTube? The three
No,
monks.
no.
Okay, there's a video footage of a lady that had a tumor. Okay, I don't go the exact details, but they were in Tibet and they had three monks and they were chanting and sending energy to this lady. And on the like the little like medical screen where they can see the tumor, it started shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Gone. You can find
Well,
if you
I believe
so
that.
what I'm trying to say is that the energy you're
Yeah,
feeling, that energy is something that can be used in a multitude of different ways. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that
I
was an
do.
example of a trained master with two other people going, remove that. So what I'm trying to say, you were feeling that energy course through your hands. Now imagine being able to harness and control energy like
Well,
that.
you see
You know?
evidence, Rion, you know this, man.
Yeah.
Preaching to the choir, but you see evidence of this everywhere around the
Mhm.
world, you know. And when I'm with an archaeologist or an anthropologist, some educated person, some PhD, and I go, well, what do you think? How was this done? For them to go, I think it sound maybe, or they're
Yeah, yeah,
tapping
yeah,
into
yeah,
some
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of energy. I don't know.
Vibration.
It's because their engineering mind, their pragmatic way of
Right.
looking at things, that ain't getting it done. Right. When you go
Mhm.
to Sacsayhuaman, man, you go there and it's just crazy. You
Right.
see those stones. Last night, stones as big as my house, right? Now,
Mhm.
just somebody explain that to me. So last night, I'm at Christmas dinner, and my mother-in-law, Evelyn, she's 84, and this
Mhm.
woman travels the world. She's really cool, man. And she just, whatever, Easter Island, Galapagos, she's like,
Oh, right. Okay.
she's done everything. And so last night we sit down and she goes, I want to hear all about Peru. And
Mhm.
so we're talking about, and then we started talking about Sacsayhuaman. And she goes, I got to tell you, she's 84, right?
Uh-huh.
So cool. Evelyn says, you know, you look at those rocks and you just have to ask yourself, this woman ran, I just very educated. Just let me say that. She
Right.
goes, you have to, you're just asking yourself, how'd they do this? I
Mhm.
mean, and that's exactly right.
Right.
Your modern brain can't work it out.
Can't compute it because there's
No,
something that
can't
we're
work it out.
missing.
Yeah,
The
can't
the
work it out.
vibrational technology. I've heard all kinds of crazy things that I mean about how they used to do things back in the day, from different sort of chemicals that could melt rocks that we no longer know what they are, to big almost like reflective mirrors that would bend the sunlight to melt rocks. You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
yeah, you know what I mean. And the vibrational technologies where everyone, especially all the scientists, go whoa, because now you're talking about an advanced, society that was actually using sound waves to bend and move and adjust things with sound waves. So I think it's a combination of many different things to get the outcome. I'm going to be honest with you though. When I see some of those Michelangelo sculptures and some of those things, there's something inside of me where it's like, oh yeah, he took a chisel in his hand and he went into the marble and made the veins pop out and all this stuff. I'm just sitting there going like, eventually someone's going to put this together on that is not done by hand. Maybe that's hand polished. I think there is a hidden technique or something that we've lost. I think there's something that we've lost that maybe the Tartarian Empire before them had. I'm not saying per se like a 3D printer, but I'm saying I believe there's a technology that we no longer possess or know about that created a lot of these statues to look verbatim to a human. You know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah,
see the
right.
veins in the
Yeah.
guy's
You can see
hands.
the muscle under
Yeah,
the
and the
skin.
muscle fibers. And I'm going, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, I got the 3D printer downstairs, it was 12,000 DPI. I mean, I can only imagine, something like that. Even some of the stones on this planet, I'm very questionate about. I was
Well,
on the
when you
back.
look at,
Yeah.
no, you're right about that, because it's not only like Michelangelo is a really good example of that, because the
Yes.
stuff is so beautiful, but Rodin, or you look at the Ramesseum, and you look at that statue of Rams 100 feet tall.
Right.
I don't know how many, 1,000 tons or whatever that thing. It's insane, but and people look at that and they're not understanding the process,
Yep.
because you are removing and exposing what is underneath.
Mm-hmm.
You're not shaping it.
Mm-mm.
This is not, you know, wood and a knife, right?
Right.
And if you make a mistake,
Ruin the whole
you
thing.
can't fix it.
Mm-mm.
You're not feeling, there's no wood putty, right? There's no marking.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's absolutely divine. It's
Right.
it is um It comes from somewhere else. That's some
No.
channeled shit, man. And
The
I can't explain it. I look at it and it's too perfect, but people need to understand it's the removal of the material, the exposing of what's underneath, and you can't make a mistake. There's no
right.
mistake. You look at Michelangelo, man. Look at David. You look at David. Show me a flaw.
There's no place you can make a mistake on that. You know what I mean?
No.
And they,
No.
I believe the red herring or whatever the pink elephant in the room was there. I remember there was a pillar in Samaria where they found a pillar and they carbon dated it. It's around 10,000 years old and it has laser etchings into it. It's laser etched. And it's such a big deal in archaeology that they won't put it in the books because they can't explain it. So instead of like saying, hey, we found a pillar in Samaria, right? It's laser etched. A laser cut into this and did this.
I was sitting with Muhammad Ibrahim, and we're next to the Ramesseum. We're at a very nice family farm,
Right.
a restaurant on this farm, out in the middle of the desert. Ramesseum's right there, right? And next to us, well, it doesn't matter. There's like ancient sculpture in this field right next to us, and it was just beautiful. But we were talking about that statue of Ramses. And when you look at the feet, look at the face. The face is so symmetrical, the
Right.
left and right, but it's the size of a garage.
Yeah.
It's not this big, where you're gonna, if you make a mistake, throw it away. You make another one, throw it away. No, it's the size. When something is 80 feet, that's 8 stories, one piece of red granite. Now, I would say, and I'm not being cavalier, that was easy for them to do.
Yes.
It wasn't some difficult.
It wasn't
process.
even difficult. Nope.
No. And I don't know what that process is. I don't. But
we're getting closer. I heard that the biggest thing that's going to happen next is I believe that when we truly figure out how to pull information off of crystals. I know they've been testing with that. I know Billy Carson talks about that, how you can pull information, store it on a crystal, and now they can take that information and pull it off the crystal. I think that when we actually get into the real technology of what was left on this planet, especially in some of maybe these underground cities or maybe some of this different tech from Antarctica, potentially whenever we get access to it or can see some of these things, I think when we get back into the world of crystals and actually what they really are used for, I think it's going to change a lot of things. I think it's as much of a breakthrough. It's almost like you need all of the intelligence of this AI and have all these supercomputers just to get to the place to do it with a crystal organically. It's like you have to create this monster to be even able to read this level of consciousness. Like, you know what I mean? Like the level of entry is so high, right? As far as technology, because it's off-world tech. You know what I mean? Some of this technology where they're using crystals and programming things, it's very old, ancient builder race stuff. And I don't know if you know this. Do you know that the rule on this planet was about archaeological sites? I don't know if this is true or not, but this kind of made sense to me. That back in the day when they found ancient builder race technology, that it looks like a piece of stone. All right, imagine this piece of stone, and they find it in Antarctica. Certain beings can't come down here and take it because we're actually the species on the surface right now. So they have to trade for it. They have to give us something for that piece of archaeology on our planet that we are now on. Some of this ancient builder race technology was so advanced that it was like the most crazy supercomputers are right in front of your face and you can't see them because they look like a rock. It looks like a stone. It's hidden in plain sight. So I think that this whole game is people become more aware and people actually get the true history. What we're going for right now, especially every human on Earth right now, is disclosure. We would like to know our true history. We would like to know what really happened. You know what I mean? I think that's paramount right now. It's just what really happened. How do you have this much of a time gap of we go from here to here? What happened in the middle? So I think there's a lot of experts out there. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. I think if an ET showed up right now and put on a Blu-ray movie and says, guys, we're tired of listening to this bullshit, watch. And we all just sit there and go, oh shit, that's what happened. I'm sure it's a couple catastrophes. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's a flood. Why is everything buried in 30 feet of sand? Let me help you out, guys. Why is, all the buildings, all the things. This is what happened to your culture. This is what happened to your civilization. This is the level you guys were at when this took place. And this is what happened after. I mean, if they could at least just give us back the last 300 or 400 years, I'm not saying give us back everything. You know what I mean? Just give us back the last 500 years. The truth.
It's our right. It's
our
right.
We're trying to figure this out, and there's an active component to this thing trying to take the truth from us and hide this shit. You know what I mean? The Smithsonian hides all the giant bones. You find giant bones in your backyard right now of a 12-foot giant, Smithsonian's knocking on your door. Hey, I heard you made a find. You know what I mean? So to this day, there's still anti things going on. So that's all, it's still going on to this day.
Now, how do we, in the time that we have left, there's a lot of crazy going on this planet. Right. Everything from drones in multiple states to we've got multiple wars going on. We've got Syria has just fallen, and there's so much uncertainty there. That's one example. Then we've got stuff here in the United States, right? And there are just things happening that are distractions, and a lot of these can be very, very negative to a lot of people. How do we? I choose to ignore it. That's my Superman Teflon.
Rise above it.
Yeah, that's how I deal with it. But what's your advice? How do you tell people to help cope with these negative energies and forces?
I feel that to pause and take a deep breath whenever any information comes out. A lot of people have been doing a very awesome and diligent job on getting these bad guys' plans, the cabal or these dark hats plans out into the public.
I gotta stop you. Guess who's in the chat?
Who?
Faye.
Hey, what's up, Faye?
Faye is in the friggin' chat.
What's up?
I just looked up. There she is right there. What's up, Faye? Faye, I got your text, your last text. We've been texting all day. They're going to be in town, man. We're going to hang out. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I would just say I think a lot of people have done a really good job explaining what, Project Bluebeam is. What are some of these agendas? Why they're trying to do this? Why are these certain beings that are being removed from power? These are the last moves they're going to make, to try to reclaim their power, to put people back in fear. What's really the MO of, those beings that are for humanity and the people, and those for the groups that want to control humanity. So I think that's the fight that's really going on right now, and they're trying to figure out ways to do it. I truly believe that human beings and humankind on this planet at this point in time have already reached critical mass. I don't believe any specific being or report that doesn't say there's enough people awake right now that are ready for the truth, that are ready for disclosure. I'm sorry, but the Majestic 12 never should have been in charge of the intelligence level of this planet. A bunch of beings from that timeline do not have the let's be completely clear. The beings that made a decision in our best interest weren't intelligent enough or aware enough or had enough of their DNA activated to speak on behalf of every single human being on this planet.
Well, and that goes for anybody, though.
But what I'm trying to say is imagine
you
12.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that is a good positive way to look at this.
Yeah, it's so everyone does the best they can. There's no judgment. I'm just trying to say, it's time for change. It's time for people to go back into their heart and get into that unity consciousness and realize we are all reflections of one another. And why would you ever want to hurt yourself? I only want to see my friends win. I don't know how you are, Jimmy. I want to see my friends, my family, this country, all countries in this world win. That's all. It's very simple for me. I don't have any other way to do it. I want to see the world win. I want to see the world at peace and in harmony. And I think that if more people really felt like that, like I want to see everybody win. This world would change
So
overnight, you know?
let's yes, you're right about that. And just hearing you say that reminded me of one thing. And I want to talk about the conference Rise of the
Oh,
Guardians.
yeah.
And Masadi's going to be there, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
but here's the thing. All right, I'm gonna come clean. This is my own vibration noticing something. All right,
Okay.
this is my higher self speaking. This isn't Jimmy Church.
Okay.
Masadi's not the real juice there. Faye's the juice. She runs that show now.
listen,
Faye's
listen.
strong. Faye's
Fade's got
strong.
the juice. Fade's
Faye's
strong.
strong. Faye
No,
is strong, man.
listen.
She's amazing.
We're talking at lunch, or we're talking at dinner on the cruise, and here comes Faye, and he's introducing us. And I was like, "Hey," I'm like, that's like a galactic officer there." He was like, "Hey, man, really?" You know what I mean? Like,
Faye's strong. Faye's strong.
Faye's strong.
And I cannot
Emerald
wait.
Dragon. She's an Emerald Dragon.
100%, man. 100%. She is absolutely amazing. And yeah, so I'm going to have them over at the house here very soon. And I'm pretty
Cool.
excited about that. But then we're going to turn around and we're going to be out in Sedona in March. Now, what is the inspiration of the conference and the title? The naming of it is Rise of the Guardians. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so Rise of the Guardians, tickets are available at teamlightstore.com. But the reason why it was Rise of the Guardians was because I felt like each of us were handpicked to represent a very specific signature, energy signature that represents the planet. And I feel like every one of us is like an Avenger. I mean, Jimmy, you have your skill set, you have your people. Masadi's fire, Faye's fire. I mean, you know, Dave Palmer's fire. All of us have a very specific skill set. And when you put all of us together, you know what I mean? And we're all sharing the same vision in our own different way. I kind of feel like this is a team huddle. Jimmy, if you must know what this really is, this is a galactic team huddle. And I think there's going to be a lot of information and there's going to be a lot of resources and very positive things allocated. I know there will be some very special people in that audience watching us that are actually making decisions. And I personally invited you because I thought you had that voice and that spirit to represent, you know what I mean, what it really is to at least, man, have an open heart and an open mind and want better. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be more complicated than a good person wanting to help, wanting to do better, and also getting the information out to make at least the public question the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, hey, guys, pump the brakes on this. Let's talk to a couple experts on, you know, point A, point B, and point C and see what they think about this. I think it's time for disclosure. And I think it's time for a higher level of discernment and honestly, intellect. For a lot of us together, you guys already know if you've been selected to be at the Rise of the Guardians, you already know your skill set and you already know your gifts. Now it's time to share them with the world.
It is so important for me personally to give myself the opportunity to hang with comfort. Okay. And everybody should be able to do that once in a while, where you can just go and be around comfort. Where you don't have to worry about what you eat, what you say, what you do, you know, what you experience,
being
what
with
you
family.
share. Yeah. And because there is something that amounts to a huge chunk of growth that can happen very, very quickly.
Yes.
If you're around, you know, and you're able to just to be in the space, Rion, just to be in the space, you come out of that space with growth.
Yes.
You know, and I need to give myself that opportunity.
100%.
And I love it. I enjoy it so much. And then sometimes, this is when I know that I'm in the right place and I'm in the zone. I start saying shit that I regret. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Like, oh
hey,
man, did that come out? And you try to catch those words and bring them back, but they're already gone.
you got to
That's
purge. Sometimes you got to you got
that's
to
what I'm
purge,
saying.
baby.
That's
You got
what
to
I'm saying.
purge, baby.
Yeah. And as soon as and that's when I know I'm cool. You know, I'm in a safe place where and I just love it so much.
Right.
You can feel the vibration. And I'm not being new agey pyramid crystal flowers hanging out of my pocket,
Right.
awakened conscious person from 1970. I'm not talking about that when I say vibration. I'm saying you can feel it in the room.
Yes.
You go to a comedy club, you can walk in the room and know if it's a good night and people are laughing. You feel the energy
Instantly. As soon as you
instantly.
walk in the door, you can go, is it a good night or that fast?
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And that's what so when I go to a conference like Rise of the Guardians, that's what I look forward to the most is
Right.
being able to just walk in going, it's
Dude,
like,
not to mention all of our night, dude, all of us, we got prom, we got dancing, we got, you know what I mean? Like there's all these activities. What I'm trying to say is I wanted to create something, Jimmy, that was like an event with my friends to share their gifts with the world and then also hang out with my family, party, have a great time, spend time in Sedona, go on a vortex tour, go on a UFO tour, night vision tour, but be in the energy. And truly what this is, Jimmy, is a timeline shift, a timeline.
okay, hold on for a second.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to post this up here. Christy says, yikes, I can't afford the $2.99 to attend. That sucks. All right, Christy, email me, Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Email me. I'll get you passes. All
There
right,
we
that's
go.
it. Now,
There we go.
your ID better have that name on it, though. I don't want email from 50 people. But Christy, you really want to go? You can
Yes.
come hang out with us. And you know what? Rion will take a
Yes.
selfie with you. And so will Faye.
Faye
Faye
first.
to wear that hat. Remember that?
Yeah.
Christy, are you listening to me? Jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. All right. Okay. All right. I'll hook you up. It's really that simple. Now, that doesn't mean the rest of you get to write.
Oh, and
Jimmy
like I
Church.
said, you
Okay.
guys, those prices are so fair. If you look at anything around there,
Man,
I'm hooking. It's not even. I'm hooking you guys up. It's nuts.
Yeah.
What
No,
people really
we're
charge.
doing, and we've got so many things that we're going to be doing that week. Now, okay, let's talk about a few things. We've got presentations for 2 days.
Yes.
On the 28th and 29th.
29th and 30th.
29th and 30th. I'm sorry.
Yes.
29th. It's right in front of me on my telephone.
People are showing up and they're like, where is it? No,
where's Jimmy? He said to be here on the 28th.
29th and 30th. Yep.
29th and 30th. What are we doing during the day on the 29th and 30th?
We have so many speakers. We have lunch provided if you guys bought the lunch pass, or if you guys can always get it a la carte. But we have all day conference with all the speakers, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Saturday though is very special because we break it around 7 p.m. Dance party starts from 8, I believe, till 10:30. I rented out the gymnasium at the Performing Arts Center. And we have Mr. David Palmer, the Leo King. He's going to DJ for us. We're going to have a great dance party. And then we have all day Sunday. Again, all day long. We have some more very nice food provided as well. And then that night, I rented out a different location for us. When we kind of wrap the Performing Arts Center, I rented another place for us so we could dance as long as you want into like the 1, 2 in the morning, or whatever you guys want, 1 in the morning. I did this where I was like, how do I create the perfect thing that I would want to go to? I want food provided. I want awesome speakers. I want a dance party. I want to take pictures. And then on Sunday, I want to go into the paint at 2 a.m. and go hard into the paint and hang out with my family. So I literally just goes, okay, I'm going to do this. I like quantum computed this shit. So we're going to go from location to location now. Monday and Tuesday, we have post-conference. We have more speakers. So if you guys really liked a specific speaker, that you wanted to see them more in a one-on-one person a thing, there is post conference. They each have an hour and a half to up to 2 hours. There's 2 different locations for that. One's at the library, one's at the Ultimate Light Mission, and that's for Monday and Tuesday. And then you also have on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, we have Vortex tours and Night Vision tours if you guys would like to do that.
Yeah, I wanted to do. I haven't announced it yet. I've talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
I think Friday night I want to do a sky watch. So
Cool.
I've got a few friends out there, and
well, you're going to be there. I think you're going to be there, checked in, chilling. So absolutely.
Yeah.
So please let us know, and we have extra gear and stuff for you guys. I know you do too, but I'm saying if we have some extra goggles for your friends. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to go. Well, I've got a few friends that do
Listen, I'm
tours
trying
out
to
there.
tell everybody, just come. It's going to be rad.
Just come.
It's going to be rad. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's going to be rad. So
I can't believe it. And if you ever wanted to see me DJ,
okay.
I'm just telling you, I can be cool. I can be to the curve.
I want my prom picture
fresh.
with you, Jimmy. I want you. I know you're going big. He was like,
I am.
He was like, look, you young buck. You better get ready. You better get ready for me. And I was like, whoa, Jimmy. He's like, I'm coming in hot.
So I've got a cool tux and stuff.
Oh shit!
I remember this is like 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. And I'm with a bunch of the Fadernauts, and there was this, I'm not going to say who it was, but a younger Fadernaut. He's got his long hair, and he's talking that shit. And this was an after a Fadernaut party, right? And I said, man, listen, sure, choose your words wisely, kid.
Right.
All right. Don't. Here's 2 shot glasses. I said, okay, listen. Be careful with what you're asking for here. All right. No, man, I'm a skateboarder, man.
You went down. You
Tony Hawk, whatever. Yeah. Okay, dude, be careful. 30 minutes later. Okay. I'm at one-on-one in the paint. 30 minutes later, his forehead on the table.
Well, yeah.
For the rest of the night.
He had a big mark.
You need to bring your A game. You're gonna mess with me.
I would never challenge Jimmy to a drinking contest. I would that would never even come from me. I'm like, you do that with your own free will. I would not recommend it. You know what I mean?
I'm a child of the 80s, man. I'm a child of the 80s. Yep. Rion, listen, teamlight.com is where everybody can go to get all of their info, right?
Yep, teamlight.com or teamlightstore.com. The links are all intermingled in there. But you guys, there's VIP passes. I'm not going to show the GIF. We got Jimmy, you'll get one. Just don't share it. There's special gifts that come with the VIP package that I don't even want to show because people are going to be like, wait, what? You get one of those? So, no, you're going to be big pimping, and that's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Yeah, but it's a VIP thing, and you're gonna know who they are. So so we have gifts. We're gonna have a raffle. Here's the thing: I make a lot of awesome stuff from pyramids, bed sets. I make all this stuff, you guys. This is all handmade here in Sedona. We grind these stones ourselves, right, from scratch. Things to help you with meditation, clearing your space, protecting your space, especially if you live in big cities, protecting you from EMF. So here's what I like to do at these events, especially the big one we had at Bastrop, Texas, and Austin before that for the solar eclipse. I like to go big on the raffles. I like to give people things. I like to make awesome things and give them as presents. So I'm honestly here to hook you guys up. I like to give my friends gifts. So I just think it's a gift. I know how difficult it is to get to Sedona, and I know there's a lot of travel and things like that. What I can say is that there is a Telegram group that once I'll give it to you, Jimmy. But once that person buys it, anyone buys a ticket, you get in your receipt, you get the Telegram group access, and then you can ask anyone who's already bought a ticket. Hey, can I get a ride share from Phoenix Airport? Hey, can I get an Airbnb with you? The whole family's already in the Telegram group. So if you're
Right.
like, hey, I'm flying in, can somebody help pick me up? Just ask. So
As
that's
it
right
should
now.
be.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
it should be.
as
Listen,
it-
this is a family thing. This is not, I know it's like this is a family huddle. And if you're meant to be here, you should.
It's going to be so much fun.
Mhm.
Rion, you're the absolute very best, my friend, and I just
Thanks,
cannot
bro.
wait. And Faye and Masadi are going to be here next week, so we'll give you a shout out. Maybe we'll do a group call or something from my house and say yo. Okay,
Yo,
so
100%.
just behave and be well. I'll talk to you soon and enjoy your New Year's. Just don't get
Yes.
arrested. Okay,
Okay, thanks, bro.
I'll talk to you.
Later, bro.
Rion De'Rouen right there. And for everybody, the links are below teamlight.com. The links are below. We have them out on social media and over on our website. It is going down now, March 29th and 30th, 2025 in Sedona, Arizona, Rise of the Guardian. So with that, now, this is my Friday. It's your Thursday. I'm getting ready for the weekend. And then next week, we're going to celebrate together because we're going to roll in 2025. All right. You got it. You got it. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you right here on Monday. Go back, Lee Tappy. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.